Welcome to the third episode of Building Excellence. Today we have Cristian Fiscella on the episode with Fish's Lawn Care, and we're going to have a conversation and talk about some business and some other stuff.
All right.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Dude, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. It's going to be fun.
You've been talking about doing a podcast for, I don't know, a few years, probably since I've been thinking about doing a podcast.
The longest time. The longest time. You could ask Court, my fiance, hey, babe, I have an idea. Oh, here we go again.
Right? At least you finally started the landscaping.
I did, obviously, thanks to you. Everything else, like I said, an idea, then it just takes me a while to actually get in motion.
You just needed that little push.
Yeah, that's always it. That's always you overthink it at first, and then after a while, you're just like, maybe not. But just kind of go forward with it.
I remember when we were in Maine last year talking about it, and you were like, it was the same thing. I was like, dude, I think I should do this. I think I should do this. And I was just like, dude, just go. Just do it. And then we didn't really talk about it after that for a little bit. And then a couple weeks later, you sent me like a picture of like the truck and mower you bought and stuff. And I was like, yes!
This shit was busted down. Everything was hand-me-down, but you got to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you know me, man. It's like, I have a million ideas. Like, what was it? Like, I had one for the podcast, one for the t-shirt. I'm just like trying to think of like all these ideas because I'm like, I need something new. And then it's just talking, overthinking, and then I never do it.
Right.
And then obviously your mentality is a lot more developed than mine. So you're like, dude, just do it. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, man. I want to, but stop being a little pansy and just do it. I'm like, all right.
It just comes with time. I feel like once you kind of like break that mold, because it's like I feel like a lot of people probably have ideas and have stuff that they want to do.
Yeah.
And there's a saying that I want to say that I can't think of. It's like where they're just stuck. Like they are scared to move forward. You know, it's like you got to take that jump. Kind of like when you're standing up, like you're going cliff jumping or something. It's like 30 feet down to the water.
Yeah. And
it's a little scary, but you just got to kind of nerve yourself and just like
that's what it is. And it's like half the things you do. It's like you just the build up. You're like, man, I don't know. But when you do it, it's like this wasn't nothing, man. It was easy. It
was the same thing for me, dude. When I first started, I actually like started subcontracting for my buddy Tim. And that was a leap of faith, you know?
Yeah.
I was going to school full time. Like I've said in a couple other episodes, like going to school full time, working full time. And I was taking an entrepreneurship course. And I was like starting to subcontract for Tim, had to start up my own thing anyway. But even just going and doing that was a leap of faith because it's like you're leaving like a steady job. You know, like you're going to make this amount of money each time. You don't know what's going to happen if you quit, but it's like that leap of faith. You got to just jump.
Yeah, like you said before, like backs against the wall. You just gotta move forward and
There's
keep
nowhere
going.
else to go.
Exactly. It's like I gotta do something now, or that's it, or I'm screwed. But I mean, obviously we talked before and all that. That's all it took me. It took me to kind of get to your lowest point before you're like, you know what, that's enough. I have to do something. And obviously that trip in Maine. I mean, we've talked many times before, just like, hey, like I said, the ideas and all that. And for some reason, I don't know what it was. I mean, like, I had just come out like a bad time with everything before that trip in Maine. Like, I needed that break with my family and all with you guys. Just kind of like relax.
Recharge, relax.
Exactly. And I remember, like, we were sitting down having a beer at the picnic table right by the lake. And I was like, hey, man, and it's like, I want to start a business. I don't know. Just like a bunch of things. I know I want to do a business. And you're like, we're just talking. I'm like, what about landscaping? And you're just, like I said, you just quit being a bitch and just do it. That's exactly what you said. Don't try to candy coat. It's exactly what you said. Especially our relationship. That's how we just talk. But I definitely, those words are really heavy because when I got home, I was like, you know what? Like that's it. Like I'm done feeling like this. I'm done kind of feeling where I have all these ideas. I want to do all these things, and I know I had the potential. I know I had the determination and the drive for it. But just sitting there and just wasting my time overthinking it was useless. It was kind of like everything was thrown away. There's like so much potential. How can you see it? Yeah. So that dude, I'm telling you, when I obviously my buddy Felipe, that was all his hand-me-downs. It's like, I'll give you this mower. This is stuff that he was gonna like almost throw away, and I was like, I'll take.
Use it anymore.
Exactly. He was just sitting there collecting dirt, but I was like, dude, I'll take it. I don't care. Here's whatever you want for it. Like, I'll take it. And at that time, dude, just the thrill of grabbing it, bring it to my house, and the first thing I did is start it up. I was like, hope this thing starts. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, Dude, I can't tell you how excited I was when I started that mower. It's a 36 walk. It's a Bobcat. It's a Bobcat Classic 36. It's a small thing, but it had a little like silky little wheel on the back of it where you can stand on. But just to start it up, knowing like this is the start. Like I'm finally starting my journey right now. Dude, I was so excited. Took a picture like a dweeb, and I was like, "Hey man, here it is."
Dude, I gotta say though, like I mean, I'm pretty open with everyone. Like if I have a conversation, like I'll tell it how it is. Like that's just my personality, like straight up. But I can share my story as many times as I want. I can push people, tell people to do things as many times as I want. But it takes like people to make that jump and like do the work to do it.
Yeah.
And I can't say like how happy I was when I did get that picture. And you'd put up a post like shortly after. You're like, oh, I was having a conversation with a friend.
Yeah.
Finally like went and did it. Dude, it's awesome because it's like a life-changing thing. You know what I mean? Like not only is it like more money for your family and like you have something going on, but it's like when you start a business, it's kind of like a big puzzle. Like you I don't know. I feel like a lot of us in life, like we go through life and there's like just the normal day-to-day things. You know, you go to work, wake up, take care of the kids, get yourself dressed, all that nonsense, go to work, come home, do the same thing the next day, Monday through Friday, looking for the weekend, you know, go on the weekend, like blow off with the family or with your friends, have fun. And then just do it over and over and over again. And there's like not any like excitement in life anymore or stuff like that. And I feel like that was like a something that's like a life-changing event for you.
Yeah.
Which is a great feeling.
Yeah. What's up?
What? No. You have to what?
Used to microwave.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, go to my house. That'd be better.
Nice.
This is the fun part about doing podcasts in our multi-purpose office.
Yeah. Hey man, here's a microwave.
Rob, freaking should have just told me on the phone you're coming down here, man.
That's what it is. Well, yeah, like you said, to get back to that, it's just starting up the business. I've realized, like you said before, people kind of go their whole day like somebody else made the schedule for them. Like it's like their routine. Like you wake up, it's 9 to 5 job, come home, cook dinner, get the kids ready, go to bed, and then you wake up and do it all over again. But what I've realized that with this, like I'm making my own schedule. Like now, like you said, I haven't stopped though. I still have my other job. I'm doing obviously just my off time, still running the business, startup, building it. But I realized that with this, it's a lot of curveballs. It's not your standard, like your linear schedule. Like you know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Now it's like, I think I'm doing this job today. And then boom, customer called, hey, I found somebody cheaper. I'm like, okay. And then, or for instance, what was it last week? My truck broke down. I'm thinking I'm gonna go, like I said, hand me down stuff. But I'm thinking I'm gonna go, I got like yards to mow. I got a project right after I'm hitting a couple houses. I'm gonna start it.
Yeah.
And then my dry shaft went. And I have a guy who I pay for full time. He's sitting next to me. He's loving it because he's getting paid regardless.
He's just sitting there.
And I'm like, damn. I'm like, dude, truck's gone now. I was like, I don't got a truck right now. I'm still paying this guy. And now I'm just pushed back. Now I have to fit these projects in the next couple of days.
Got to keep all the customers happy.
After funding a truck, and same thing. But you know what? It's like, to me, it's like, it's that thrill. Yeah. It's being, like you said, curveball, being able to solve your problems. It's actually thinking. Right. Because like you said, when you have a steady routine day to day, you don't need to think.
Yeah.
You're just it's
cruise control.
Exactly. Auto control.
Makes everyone dumber.
They don't, like you said, it makes everybody think not outside the box and all that, obviously.
I don't mean like dumber.
Yeah.
Because everyone is their own person. But it's just like when you're not like actively like pursuing something or like engaged in like strengthening your mind's a muscle just like anything else. Yeah. So like you're in that autopilot zone and it's like, what is there to life?
Yeah.
You know?
And that's, it becomes monotonous after a while. It's like you're doing the same thing over and over. Yeah, it's repetitive. But I think, that's what keeps me going. It's like, A, I wanted it, and B, it's like just the act of just like, I got to constantly keep adapting. Yeah. Like they always taught us in the military, adapt and overcome, adapt and overcome. You keep shifting fire, keep moving. And everything every day is not the same. So that's where I get the thrill out of it, though.
Right.
And trust me, I want to swear up and down. I want to put the blame on somebody for that truck and all that breaking down on me. But for some odd reason, I was upset, but I was like, okay, I got this. This is, like I said, you know what? I looked at it as a lesson.
Right.
Because I knew it was going to break down. It's not a 2020 Dodge Ram. It's a 2001 Ford F-350. So I'm like, this thing is on its last legs. But I'm like, I need it for the rest of this, till the end of the season, to buy a newer truck to kind of keep the overhead down. But I looked at it as a lesson. I was like, you know what? It's going to happen. And I adapted. I got a truck the next day. And the next day was a hell of a day because I had to fit all those yards I had that day. And then that project too. I had to start a little later, but I got it done. But to me, you know what? I was able to fix that problem, and then now I have a life lesson. Like now I learn, like, all right, now how can I prevent this? Now, how, it's going to happen again. At least I know that how to deal with it. So
right.
like I've seen, obviously if you kind of get worked up, nervous if you've never done something before, like it's the build up. Mm-hmm. But now that you already have that experience, it's a lot easier. That's smoother.
Right. You kind of get over it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone, like starting a business. But for people who like want that, or because everyone's different, you know what I mean? Like, not everyone wants to wake up and have all these problems because there's countless problems with a business, Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, it is like a puzzle, and it is stuff that you have to figure out and get over. And it takes a lot of grit. We were talking about grit the other day. Just kind of like sticking through it and sticking with it through all those problems and not quitting, not giving up, even though you have like roadblock after roadblock, and that could really put you down. Like you could have that and have that problem happen to your truck or something. You got your guy sitting right next to you who's getting paid obviously the whole day. Like that's the security of having a job. And that could really like turn you down into the dumps, but you kind of just got to like brush it off, right? And get back up and
it's just
make it happen.
You keep trucking, put your head down, keep grinding hard, and just push right through it. And then, like you understand it too. And also, like, so when it comes to grit, hard work, determination, just pushing through, powering through everything, any struggles you have or any complications you kind of come across. It's everybody has it within them, I feel.
Yeah.
Some people obviously takes longer to kind of identify, hey, I have it, because obviously it's lifestyle.
Right.
It depends. Like some people have, like I said, very linear, very routine life where they don't go through situations to where like they experience turmoil or something to where it's like kind of like, oh, what am I going to do now? How am I going to fix this? But I think with being able to kind of identify like, hey, I got this. Like I know I could do it, and just working hard. I honestly think that everybody has it. Everybody could do it. It's that one time in their life it just clicks. Like, I got this, man. I'm gonna do it. Push through it. You're gonna sweat. You're gonna lose no sleep. And there's times where I'm like, even now, there's times where I'm like, dude, I don't want to do this today, man. I'm beat. I got 3 hours of sleep. Now I gotta do a 12-hour day on top of my already 8 hours I just worked just now. But you know what? I know that a lot of times where when I do it, like I said, I'm done. I'm like, no, I did it. It's gone. I got through it. Do it again later on, and I could do it. But I'm sure you know the saying.
Recovery.
Yeah, but it's like, but even now, it's like the other day I got like no sleep because I work midnights and wake up, go through do landscaping all day. I had a couple of days ago. I was just so tired, so beat. And on top of that, I was just kind of recovering from those projects I had to keep up. I doubled up because of the truck. I'm just powering through it. I'm just getting tired. I'm like, man, I can't do this. But I have a guy like working for me too, and he's helping me. And I can't show him like I want, because I'm not gonna lie. Personally, I'm like, dude, I'm done. I don't want to do this today. I was just so beat, and I can't show him that like I'm defeated. Right. Because you know what? I don't care. Like if you might say, hey, I'm the strongest guy, I have the most determination. You're gonna get run down. Right. You're going to get tired. Does. I feel like once you get tired, your mind starts playing tricks on you. Like it starts telling you, hey, man, you don't need this today. Hey, you know what? The customer can wait another day. But deep down, like, I need to get this done today. Yeah. But like I said, it takes that grit to kind of just overcome that, shut that little voice in your head off and just power through it, work out what you have to do, and just kind of get through the day, really.
Well, dude, I feel like that when you have an employee or employees, like that puts your back against the wall somewhat, you know, like you were saying with, you know, you may not want to do it one day, but you got your guy there and he's ready to go, and you know you got to get those lawns done or whatever the project's done. You got to like put your happy face on, put your game face on, and just go do it anyway. I definitely find that, you know what I mean? Like there's, when I was trying to start this company, I wanted to make a place where it was fun to go to work and where like we work hard, but it's a great atmosphere, you know, like that was what I came out of, is like bad atmospheres and like poor leadership and this and that. And I was like, you know, there's a way to do it different. There's a way to have the culture be excellent, you know? And, definitely had some times where I didn't want to go to work and didn't want to like have to deal with it, you know, and you have to be almost that like Superman to your people to like motivate them and get them in a place where they're good, you know, because it's all like, I don't know about your, like at first, like it may not be, but now here it's like, it's all about the team. Like the guys run this company. So like I do everything I can to like make their lives better and be there for them and take care of them, because they do that for me too, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's a leader right there. You said Superman. I'm like, you mean leader? that's our job.
Well, sometimes it's like a front, you know? It is a front. You got to just put it on and truck on and do it.
That's saying. You fake it till you make it. I mean, like you said, sometimes you don't want to do it, but you know what? If you act like it, like, hey, let's do it. I mean, you motivate the guys. And what you said earlier was actually, I wanted to talk about that because it was huge. When you said culture, I want to build a better culture. I feel like most people who start their own business came from another job. They were like, dude, there's no culture here. There's no excitement coming to this place. It's like everybody's for themselves. It's like I feel like I have so much potential, so much like opportunity to grow, but I'm not valued here.
Right.
Valued. I think I said it right. But that's exactly why I wanted to start another business. It's because, like I said, I wanted to build a good culture for my business to where people want to work. Like I said, on days where it's like, you have the good days where guys are like, today's easy, it's fun. You're BSing with the guys. We're getting through our work and all that. And at the end of a job, we're like, hey, what's going on, man? Here's a couple beers or whatever. Like it's fun. It's building that camaraderie, that brotherhood.
Exactly.
And on top of the culture, that you have those bad days, like I said, where you just sweat, and like I said, it's just a hard day.
Today, dude.
Yeah, and just the heat, but it's working hard in general. Like obviously under the sun, under extreme conditions, but when the job's done, it's like it makes you feel more proud of your work, because I was like, today sucked, but I got done with it, and I did it with so-and-so. I did it with my boss. He was right next to me. There were the other guys at work, but they're right next to me just grinding away.
Right.
And then it's just like I said, it builds a better like sense of like, I belong here.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like I have my team next to me working just as hard as I am, and then I have my boss saying, you know what, good job, guys. You know what, today sucked. I know it did. You can't hide it.
We got it done.
But it's like we got it done. Like another day in the past now, and little compliments like that, or just like, hey, you know what, pizza, beers on me, something like that.
I know you do that too. It's like leading by example, you know, and we can get into like our history and like how we met and all that in a minute, but that's something too that like I try to lead by example every day, you know, like there's a lot less opportunities that I get now because I'm not in the field as much anymore. But if I am in the field and I'm working on a project, I'll take the hardest, the suckiest, the worst part of that job and volunteer myself to do it, because I know that one day or another, I'm going to be asking one of these guys to do that hard thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I would never ask anyone to do something that I wouldn't do myself.
Yeah.
And it's like part of that whole culture building, you know, like you lead from the front, you build the camaraderie, you build the relationships, you show people that you walk the walk and they respect you and they trust you and they're there for you. You know? Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Like the wanting to build a cult, like, so tell me about your other job. Like you have a whole nother career, as a police officer.
Yeah,
what's that like?
I work in law enforcement. I've been a cop for 6 years. I really don't tell many people because especially the climate today and all that. But no, it's I came from a background of a police officer. My father was a cop too, and obviously I grew up with it, so it's all I know really. And I became a cop. And listen, I love being a cop too. And just like any other job, there's guys days where you kind of rethink. You're like, hey, did I make the right career choice? And then there's days you're like, damn, this is actually not a bad job. This is good. This is good, man. But no, it's like I said, I still work full time for a department. I work midnights, so I work the graveyard shit from 11 a.m. to 7 a.m. And
dude, you're grinding it out right now.
yeah, it's because I have a goal in mind. I have an idea of what I want. So the only way to do it, no one's gonna do it for me. So I figure it's the only way I could do it. I just have to, like I said, work midnights, and during the day, just work all the jobs I have.
Who needs sleep?
That's what it is. Like I said, those days where I'm beat, I am really beat. But it's like back in my mind, like I said, I know, like, hey, this is for a reason.
For sure.
But yeah, so like I said, I'm a full-time cop, and then I run my business full-time too. But it's a work in progress. Like I said, I'm trying to figure a lot of things out. I'm not perfect. I'm still making mistakes. I'm gonna make many more. But I mean, I enjoy doing the both. But like I said, I have a goal in mind.
Yeah.
I have an idea that something I want to pursue, and the cop thing is gonna help me get there. And then, like I said, eventually, I'll be upfront. Like, I want to build a big enough business to where one day, maybe, you know what, like, I don't have to become a cop anymore. And it's not because I don't like the job. Just like for some reason, like I'm just much more in love with what I'm doing now, building a business,
building a team.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's like like being a cop is always gonna be near and dear to my heart. Like it's I said, it's what built me out. Obviously my father taught me many morals and values, and obviously other cops share and all that, and just the whole background, and the family aspect to it. But everybody's got their own story. Everybody's got their own challenges and their own just kind of like path they have to follow. And in the beginning, I thought I want to become a cop full time, and I'm going to continue doing it because I still enjoy it. Like I said, you never want to leave something without having a plan B, obviously.
Yeah,
and
until you're ready.
I'm building it up and all that, but things could change too. I might be like, you know what, I could continue doing this, which I am doing now. Obviously, continue that, and then keep building my my business.
Good to have options.
Yeah, but like I said, I work for a department. I can't really talk too much into it because I'm sure they're gonna listen to this and be like, "So, you want to leave, huh?" No, I don't want to leave. I have another goal, and I'm just trying to build something and all that. I'm still working.
Well, dude,
for you guys.
it's respectable to like want to build something up like that's your own. You know, like obviously being a police officer is a respectable job as well, and like a lot of people do it, and they serve our communities and stuff, and it's awesome. Like all the respect, but at the same time, like that's an institution. Like you're working for the city or for the town or for the state or whatever. And when you have your own business, or if that's like your goal in mind, you have all these other opportunities to, like, if you have leadership experience, you wanted to be a leader, then you have the opportunity to build a team. You know, you have the opportunity to give a lot of clients a great experience, like working for them and this and that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we didn't really go into like how we met or anything, but I feel like a lot of our traits and personality aspects and stuff like were formed like from our military experience. Like we were both in the military together.
100%.
Both served, both went overseas. We were actually bunk mates overseas. And
that was hard, trust me.
Something else.
6'3" on top of you in the bunk, and I'm 5'9" a good day. When he turns, the whole bunk moves.
Real shaky. But I mean, through the good and the bad experiences, I feel like a lot of my leadership experience was definitely like honed in the military, you know, like you have no other choice. You know what I mean? You're in a place where you're either leading or you're following, and you have to do both well. And a lot depends on you, no matter where you're at.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said before, that it taught us the fundamentals of obviously how we are now. And then it's like I said, as far as leadership, like you said before, I won't tell anybody to do something if I'm not going to do it, or if I haven't done it myself.
Right.
And another thing too, like I said, same thing, culture. Do you remember, like, either from training or deploying, it's just sometimes there's situations like, this sucks, and then you're next to me. Like,
Right.
so working just as hard
Embrace
as I am.
the suck, man.
Embracing it. And then afterwards, after we're done complaining and getting through it, we laugh about it.
Right.
Like, remember that day? Dude, that day sucked. We froze our butts off, or it was so hot, or the truck broke down, or the lieutenants lost
carrying all
again.
the gear.
Yeah, exactly. But like that culture right there, like I said, I think like to me, I thought about that too, was like once we got out, man, I missed it. I missed that culture. I missed, like I said, being able to work hard next to your guy.
Right.
And then, next to your brother, excuse me, or your sister. And then leadership values and all they teach you. And it's all, like I said, remember in basic, they say, you got to break you down to build you up. And then everything that we've learned, like I said, we started at zero.
Right.
And they just slowly ingrained it into our system.
Pouring into you.
Exactly. And then you start using it or seeing it from your other leaders and all that.
Right.
And then, like I said, just you carry that. And there's a reason why you have all these military or retired military guys who are teaching these businesses leadership, how to overcome a business problem. Or like I said, or even just training in general. Because, like I said, the huge aspect of military, obviously, is leadership.
Right.
It's being able to adapt and overcome, taking those values and skills they taught us. And then, but that's, like I said, we took that, obviously at different levels of it. Like, you know what, I'm not kissing ass, but like I said, you obviously, you figured something out earlier than I have, and you just, like I said, you just grinded and worked hard, and you got it. Don't get too excited. I'll be nice here and there. But
you're complimenting me now to break me down later.
That's just because you invited me on the podcast. That's why. but it's I think the military definitely did teach us a lot, and obviously people who weren't in it still take away from it.
For sure.
Talking to us or other people, or even videos they have online.
Yeah, and I mean, for anyone who is like a real person, you're wanting to share your experiences and share your information, share your leadership knowledge and everything, because it's all like overall everyone's a community. Like you want to see people succeed, you want to see people be helped, like figure out their problems. One thing you were talking about a little earlier is like making mistakes, and I feel personally that like the mistakes are the best thing, because if everything's great, you're just cruising along, like everything's in cruise control, but when you have a mistake that happens, or when you have a problem that you have to solve, like that is like a tip, like, hey, this didn't run quite right, how can we make that run better, But if you never had that experience, like that mistake, you would never even know.
Yeah. So
like I kind of take those and use them to make my system better, or to make my process better, or to help that person, Like we're always constantly like learning from other people, and the stuff that we do, like making those mistakes, like helps us to learn too.
Yeah. And like I said, it's the only way you could grow. Because if you don't have any challenges, you just, like I said before, everything just runs too smooth to where like, oh, I don't need to fix anything. Everything's perfect. No, it's not. There's always something that needs to be changed.
Exactly.
And we're going to keep making mistakes. I mean, you're 5 years, 6 years into the company now?
Yeah, 6 years.
And I'm sure you're still making many more mistakes. And maybe not as much as me, but it's like you have it honed in.
Dude, it's all just levels, dude.
Yeah.
Like you get to one level, and then you're working on the next one. Then you get to that level, and then you're working on the next one. Then you get to that one, you're working on the next one. Something that is like fairly recent for us is a lot of structure change. Like we have up until this year, I was running the schedule and a lot more like involved in every single job, whether I sold the job or not, because we have 3 salesmen, myself, Steve, and Joe in here. But then as it was going into production, like I was in charge of every job like in production. So I had to know about each one, like if there's a problem with each one, like fix that problem and make sure that they run smoothly so that they stay on track. There's so many, with a service business, there's so many different variables that you have to do. Like there's a lot to keep track of and a lot to make sure that it goes right in order to make the whole thing run smoothly. And it never really runs fully smoothly, but it's just like minimizing those fires or those like small things. You try to like be 2 steps ahead as much as you can to put out the fire before it even starts. But this year, like a massive change was bringing in Ryan and making him our production manager so that he's kind of taking over that scheduling role and like managing all those projects. And what I'm getting at with this is like, it makes my job a little bit easier because it takes some weight off of my shoulders in that aspect. But you are so used to running things a certain way that you have systems, and like the way that you do a system is just like the way that you do things. Everyone has systems that they do every single day. You know, how do you brush your teeth? Well, you take out the toothpaste, you put it on the toothbrush, you put it in your mouth, you brush your teeth. Like that's a system. You could do it a different way. But in a business, like if you read a lot of business books and stuff, like they always talk about systems and processes, and every business has a system and process for everything that they do. It probably a lot of them are not documented or are not like optimized. And that's where those things come very handy and are super important, because when you break them down and optimize them, you make your business run more effectively and more efficiently. The problem is, as you grow and add levels to that, things break, because you're used to doing it a certain way, and you're used to like, you have 10 balls that you're juggling in the air and you're catching all 10, but then you give a few to this other person and then you both got to juggle 5 balls. Probably chances are some are going to drop, you know what I mean? So like this year was a big transition for us in that regard, and a lot of balls were dropped, you know what I mean? Like we made sure that we still delivered the excellent experience that we promised to each client, but it doesn't mean that it was easy in the back end. You know, the back end was like a lot of turmoil, a lot of things like to get it kind of smoothed out. And I feel like that's kind of goes into those levels of business, you know, like each level you're just experiencing different things, and it doesn't ever get any easier. It just, you expand, you grow,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's gonna keep
just
up with
different stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, it's like I said, it's funny, the different tiers of mistakes now, of problems you have to deal with. It's not as heavy as it was before. But yeah, I get that, and something I have to, like, for me at least, I had to kind of understand that and just A, get ready for it, and B, when it comes down to it, just at least
just
systems
keep on
and
going.
operations, figure out a plan to at least, if not minimize mistakes, if not just
try to make
out.
it as best as you can.
That's it.
That's the whole thing, dude. I mean, I feel like it's stuff that you kind of like just learn as you go.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'm at that point
One day
now.
at a time.
I'm at that point now where, like, everybody, when you start up, you trying to figure out, like, doing estimates, trying to figure out pricing a job. I've talked about this. I'm like, even now, I'm like, damn, I thought I had it right. It's like, it'll take me 3 hours, 4 hours into it. I'm like, damn, there goes that.
Yeah.
5 hours into it. Well, now I owe them money.
So I should just pay you today.
Exactly. It's like, I mean, I just figure it out and then just learn from your mistakes. And that's pretty simple. It's kindergarten stuff. Learn from your mistakes. It just applies to everywhere, though. It's the same.
Dude, you walk before you can run, right? And you crawl before you can walk. Like that. It's the same thing. It's just you learn as you go. And I mean, that's why like it's good to have these kind of conversations together and like share this information out, because there's a lot of other people out there that probably are in the same boat. And unless you have like your people around you to like chat with and like have your back and stuff, it can get hard, I'm sure.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I think I've been lucky to where I have a lot of friends who work in trade, right? I kind of keep my, obviously my friends mix, right? Obviously you have the whole law enforcement guys, military guys, and I have my friends who work in trade and the other jobs and all that. Yeah. But for like you know, I'm always calling you, always calling like Jay or Felipe or anybody else who are in the game, who understand the company, the business and all that. Right. And I'm always asking guys questions because, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Sometimes I just wing it. I'm like, all right, well, fake it till you make it, right? Let's show confidence. Yeah, no, that goes there. That works. And then, you know, damn well it doesn't. You're like, I gotta get through today. Whatever, just make it fit. But no, a lot of times, like the other day, I had an issue. I called you right away, and it was nice to know that. I mean, I could go online. You watch all those videos of other people. A lot longer. For some reason, the message sticks a lot better talking to someone that I know, like you or the other two guys and all that. Just because, A, I know they're not BSing me, trying to have me click on their next video. Right. And B, it's personable. Because like I said, I know you're giving me this advice because A, you applied it already, and B, look, you want me to do better. Right. And it just means a lot more to me. And then it's not costing you anything besides maybe a text message or not even a little bit of time.
It's awesome though, because for anyone who's like in that growth mindset, like you want to give back, like you want to like pass it on. Cause it's like, why do you want to make people work harder? You know what I mean? Like you learn a lesson, you just pass it on. I had a very close friend of mine, John Guidry, has been my mentor since I was like 18. And we haven't met regularly for a while, but when I was first starting out this business, like I would meet with him like once every couple of months. And I'd always have like big questions to ask, you know what I mean? Like to try to like pick his brain. Guy's got a lot of stuff that he's done over his life. So very experienced, knowledgeable dude. And he always would have like give me his opinion. And I feel like that's something that is huge, is like going out and getting different opinions on the same topic, because it gives you that much more clarity and like, I don't know, opens your eyes more about the situation versus like one viewpoint. Like me, you know me very well. Like most people, many people who know me, like I can be kind of hard headed sometimes. Like this is like, this is how it is, and this is how I see it, and that's the way it should be. But, like, the world's full of different personalities that you have to, like, sometimes cater to, or, like, be able to see things from their perspective to give the right answer to the, or solution to the problem at hand. And there can be a lot of big problems in a business where it involves other people. You know what I mean? Like, so that's something that I found is, like, the more people that I can ask that are somewhat knowledgeable on the situation, or like have a viewpoint or information about it, I'll ask them every single day. Because whereas the final decision may be mine to make, and sometimes that's easy and sometimes they're hard decisions, the more information that I can take to like develop my viewpoint and where it should go and what the right answer is, the better.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're definitely right on that. And I think it's the same. I've asked you, I've asked other guys the same topic. Hey, what should I do? And you take both information from what they've been told, what they told you, and you just kind of say, all right, what best works for me?
For sure. Yeah. Or only you are going to know your situation.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I took on another guy for the business to work, I asked you, and you're like, hey man, like find that experienced guy. He's going to help you in the long run. He's going to free up more time for you to get A, more jobs, and B, just anything else with the business. Then I had another guy ask. He was like, "Nah, you're too small. You don't want that. It's like it's taking away from money from you, and now you got to deal with his problems and take on more guys, even more problems." And then I'm like, I'm conflicted. I'm like, "Hey, I have one guy telling me no because now I have more problems to deal with."
Right.
And then I have you telling me like it's gonna free up a lot of your time. Like you're gonna be able to get more sales. You're gonna be able to get more things done a lot faster.
Right.
So and it took me forever, and it took me the courage because like I knew the answer. I just like, what's best for me.
Right.
But I took on the guy, and he thing is, I wasn't lucky enough to get somebody with experience, because I put the ad out there. Guys like, oh, it's a new company. Nah, I'm not gonna work for this. I'm not gonna work for this clown. But I found a guy who, when I was away, was like, I want to work, man. And I'm like, you know what? It's like we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll teach you what I know. Obviously, I'm not perfect, but I'll teach you the basics.
Right.
And then you and I will just go from there. We'll grow together. And then, dude, he works hard.
If someone has hustle, dude, like that's something you can't really teach.
No,
you can try to push that on people, but if they don't have hustle, if they don't have that like grind mentality that where they want to get stuff done, be productive, not much you can really do with them.
And I saved a little bit of time. I mean, I would have saved a lot more time. Obviously, if I have a guy who I'm like, oh, he's years experience, I could just jump on a job site and I'll go to the other one. But to me, it's like, you know what, we're both growing. I feel like him and I, we get a lot closer because we're both going through the same thing together.
Yeah.
And it does help me a little bit. And I appreciate his hard work. And
for sure.
And it goes back to him trying to build a culture. I'm trying to get him motivated to keep growing. Because I've told him before, like, dude, I don't want somebody who's just, oh, this is a good job. I'll just keep here, do the same thing every day. No, I want you to like, hey, I want to do this, Christian.
I want to be part of this.
Can you teach me how to do this? I'm like, yeah. Like the other day, I was like, dude, I'm going to stick you on a mower. Because I have a walk behind, I have a zero turn. I'm like, you need to learn both. I'm like, I'm surprised you don't even know how to push a mower yet. I was like, dude, it's 25. I'm like, I've been pushing most since I was a kid.
Right.
But he said it. Like I said, I don't want.
Never had those chores at home.
But that's well, everybody's probably didn't have a yard. But everybody's different though. But he's like, I want to learn. So like, just that alone, like I said, it's the same thing as me. It's like, I don't know it. I'm like, teach me. Teach me. I said before, like, hey, dude, I work for free because I know at the end of the day, it's the knowledge behind it. It's a lot more money than $15 an hour because now I can monetize on that skill that I've picked up.
Right.
But for him, it's like I'm teaching him. Yeah, I'm building that more free time. We're able to do more jobs. But it's like that wouldn't happen if I couldn't decide what to do. It wouldn't happen if I talked to you or two other guys, and of course you're getting opposing ideas. But I guess it wouldn't happen if I didn't take the courage just to make that decision. And that's what it is. It's like you need people out there to talk about your issues, whatever. Or you might not always be able to relate because, like I said, it might be different. Carpentry, landscape, I mean, it's still similar. But you can have somebody else. Real estate, was that the other guy?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, he didn't do any trade, but his advice, because through his experience, it still helped out. It still has some weight to it. And then that's just how.
Yeah, I mean, it's that was something that, like, when I first started, I always had a helper and was having like inexperienced dudes for forever, and
never hire family. Never hire family.
I
learned that too.
I had to fire my brother, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's same for me. But was it a fire? It's kind of like, yeah, this isn't working out.
Not working
I
out,
love you,
man.
dude. I'll see you tonight for dinner. What?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Boss hat off, brother hat.
Yeah,
back
that's
on.
what it is. That's hard.
It's tough, man, but I mean, that was kind of the advice that I had given because I was at a point where I need those experienced guys to be able to get it done, you know, when I'm not there. And it is hard in the beginning, you know, like it's extremely hard. One, finding someone who wants to, but also like being able to keep them going, and like it's a risk and this and that. But I mean, training your own person like from the ground up is huge, because if you build loyalty with that guy, then you have someone that you can count on.
Yeah.
And you treat him right, he's going to keep coming back.
Yeah. He's going to want to see the business grow.
For sure.
Just
As the business grows, I mean, his future's growing. Like,
yeah. That's what it is.
How it is.
Better opportunities, better pay, and then, like I said, there's a future for him. As opposed to someone who just wants to check in for 8 hours, get his check.
There's also value in like being part of something that's a team where it's a great environment. Like, I'm going to have some more of our guys like on this podcast soon to like talk about that a little bit, but everyone has their issues, you know, but it's a team of brothers, man. Like, everyone's got each other's back. Like, you need something, I'll come help you out. Like, you put out the call in the group text, like, hey, I did this one time, like, as a Friday night, we're trying to finish up a deck job. Didn't see that we were going to be able to get it done, like, without working real late, you know? Hey, who's around? If you can come help us at this job, like, that would be great, because it's Friday. We'll work late on Friday. You know, we've done it before. Just the weekend before that, we had worked until like 8 o'clock to wrap a deck project, because we're starting another one on Monday. You know, like, you don't have any time. And there was like 7 guys that all came and showed up to like help knock it out, and it was freaking awesome.
Yeah,
you know?
and it couldn't easily be like, nope.
Yeah, exactly.
My beer,
I finished my job. I'm already out.
Yeah, I'm home drinking already. Yeah, no, that's right. Like, you want guys would be willing to get up and help you out.
For sure.
Because they, like I said, they appreciate like the business. They appreciate like everybody's also hard work, and they want to be part of the team.
Yeah.
It goes a long way. But it's funny because just talking about that, you know why? Like, to me, you know why they want to do it? Because it's the little things. It's feeling appreciated. That's what, and that's. I'm gonna go on a huge rant on this.
Do it.
It's because this is what pisses me off of a lot of business and companies, and it's kind of what I deal with too in my other job. I work with a lot of good guys. They're all good. Like I said, they're all my family too, and all that. Everybody brings their own personality, their own style, leadership, and all that. Biggest issue that not just my department, other places face, not just policing in general, but other jobs, is that you forget where you came from, and then you forget the value of your other employees, right? People who you work with, that work with you.
Right.
I always say, dude, I'm a knuckle dragger. Like, I'm not that smart. I somewhat common sense.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm a knuckle dragger. It takes very little to please me. But if you do that small little kind gesture, I'm gonna want to make sure
You're
that
with it.
exactly, I'm with you. I'm gonna help you out. And I'm gonna bust my ass for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget that. Sometimes it's like, sometimes after you do something, like, yeah, you're supposed to do that, or it's like, you should be happy you're getting paid. And I'm like, dude, you can't be saying that. It's like, to me, it's like somebody else is gonna pay me too.
Right.
And then even, like, small things. And, you know, I don't do something and be like, hey, where's my pat on my back? But it's like, every now and then, it's nice to be reassured that, hey, they see your hard work and it's appreciated.
For sure.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm not being prissy, but I see a lot of guys who they deal with that problem, and it lowers morale.
Right.
It kind of it defeats the.
It's like, what's the point of going to work?
But that's what I'm trying to say. It's like you can't get the mission completed if you have guys who don't want to be there.
Right.
So those small little acts of kindness, those gestures and all that, it's going to have your team work their butts off for you because, hey, this guy respects me. He wants to see the best for me. And I'm going to return the favor, helping him out. Because ultimately, we make our bosses look good.
Right.
Or our workers will make the company looks good. Because if it wasn't for them, then there wouldn't be anything.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's people lose that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you get so comfortable, or now you're a shirt and tie, where you're a corporate man now. You forget where you came from. But that's the biggest. Dude, I see a lot of guys where it just they feel so underappreciated, and they don't want to be there. They don't want to like keep busting their ass for you, and they're like, no, just give me my check. I'm out in 8 hours. I still have my job. It's not going to help anybody. It's not going to make your company look good. It's not going to make your department look even better. It's like, you know what? It shows you, and I'll keep shaking the table, but it shows what kind of leader you are.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you're horrible. There's always a chance to grow. A lot of times, guys don't have the same experience, right?
People around them to like push them to do better.
Exactly. So you can't fault them, and then you can't really be upset if you didn't explain it to them. You need to talk to them. Sometimes people are like, you know what? I hate that saying. Like, it is what it is. We've always been doing that. Just because you've been doing it since for 10, 20 years doesn't mean it's right. It's like, be that change. I know it sounds very generic. Be that change. No, but it's like, it's so simple.
Right.
You know, if nobody wants to talk to him, be that guy. Be like, hey, this is jacked up. Like, hey,
it's out of line.
Exactly. Like, hey, can we talk? But it's so simple. Like, hey, Sarge, or hey, boss, or hey, so and so. Hey, can we talk? And it's like, listen, I don't know if guys talk to you or whatever, but it's like, we're going through this issue, and I kind of don't feel comfortable, or it's like, hey, something's wrong to where it's like it's not working out, whatever. But just talking to them, you know, don't always wait for somebody like superior to you to talk to you about whatever they see wrong. Go up to them and ask them, and like it doesn't speak about like say the leadership or the kind of person you are as an employee, but it's just nothing's gonna get done if you don't address it.
Right.
And it's so simple, but like nobody's perfect, and it's gonna continue. But it just takes guys to get up and be like, hey, what's going on, man? Listen, I'm having trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, hey, Sarge.
Like, be open about it.
Yeah. But there's so many, like, going back to, like, the whole leadership, there's so many, like scales of it. It's, like, communication, being able to do things and all that. But it's, like, it's simple, but it gets so lost in transit somehow.
For sure.
I don't know what it is.
Dude, it's tough to keep your eye on the ball there, too, because, like, yeah, you remember where you came from, like you treat people how you want to be treated, you know, like with leadership and like the guys on your team or whatever. But then like there's so many more things that you have to do, you know, like as you're growing up or like as you're taking on more responsibilities. Like for me, like, so we're in the process of like purchasing this building that's going to be our shop. But right now, guys always come to my house like to get stuff out of the shed
and use your microwave, and
use your microwave, bathroom, kitchen, whatever. It is what it is. It's all my house is their house, you know. But in the morning, like I have 3 small kids, so like one of the jobs that is mine, like in my house, or task that I took on is like getting the kids breakfast and like getting them ready to go and stuff. So when you're taking care of like 3 people and yourself, like you're trying to get yourself ready to go to get out the door, you got 3 kids to like get them changed, get them clothes on, because you have kids too, but get them breakfast, get them dressed, like make sure they're good, get them water, get them milk, like all these things. And guys will come to my house at like 7:20, 7:30 or whatever and like pick up stuff. And I feel like, dude, Zach, what are you doing? Like you got to get out the door and like get to work, man. Like 8 o'clock, you know, is when we start. Like, come on. Like, what's going on here? And lately I've been like, you know, it's all good. Like I put in my hours when I put in my hours, and I work a lot, but it all comes down to like being that example and like doing those little things and like putting yourself in your team's shoes, like your guys' shoes. Like for me, like I take that so personally, you know what I mean? Like want to make sure everyone's happy. I was telling you the other week, like I was dealing with some like HR issues and like those kind of things.
Yeah.
And dude, those are the ones that like knock me down, like it's legit, because like I've said, like I want to make a place where it's fun for people to work. Doesn't mean that it's easy. Doesn't mean that people don't have their issues or like see things in the company that they want to be changed, you know, but the more voices you have, the more opinions you have, you know what I mean? So like when people aren't happy like that, I don't know, it weighs on me hard, but
Can't please everybody though.
can't please everyone. Just try to do the best that you possibly can do in every situation and gather that information so you can make the right choice or whatever the best choice is that you can.
Yeah. That's tough. It's tough because you get to wear that hat. You get to make those decisions, and especially raising kids, so you know. You know, I mean, you know more than I do.
All day.
Yeah.
No, Daddy.
I'm just like stuck on repeat.
Hey, can you go pick up your toys? No, I don't want to. Go pick up your toys now? No.
Oh, at least you get
I'm gonna
that.
go play.
I get mom. Oh, just a constant. Like, thank God she doesn't say dad all the time.
Yeah, right.
She'll look at me. How come not dad? I'm like, shut up. Don't put that in her head.
Don't put it on me.
Yeah, please. I'm over here in the silence.
Trying to redirect.
Exactly.
Go over there.
Yeah. Like, why'd I have you two again? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, right. You wanted this.
Yeah, exactly. But
they're awesome though, dude. Like,
absolutely. I mean, everybody knows they're blessings.
Yeah.
On good days.
I feel like I try to, like, I'm always complaining, I feel like, and people will see this and like see me complain. But at the same time, like, I try to back that right up with like, there are so many days where it's like, what would I do if I didn't have these kids? You know what I mean? Like,
I could tell you, it'd be
huge.
Miami. You have a full bank account.
But
you probably have more head in your hair.
more
hair in the head. I did it again.
More head on my hair.
More hair on your head.
Yeah, dude. But like, how much of that can you really do before you get bored?
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Like, I don't know about you, but like, you take a vacation with kids, it's a lot of work. It's not like a vacation.
Yeah.
You take a vacation by yourself, and it's like, okay, like, this is fun. Like, but eventually it's like, all right, I'm ready to get back into the flow.
Yeah.
You know, like your regular routine, your work routine, your family routine, like, and plus, like, our kids are our future, you know?
Yeah. They give you meaning, and they give you something to work harder for.
Yeah.
And then another reason why I was started this, because I want to give this to my kids. Like, hey, here's a business I created for you guys, build it up. It's like, yeah, hey, if you want to run with it, be my guest. Like, this is for you guys.
Right.
Because obviously, we're only here for so long.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're going to continue
That's
our legacy.
dude.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
But, and then I think, I mean, families are a blessing, and the best feeling is like when you come home and you're beat, you're tired, and then you open that door, and he's got that little fat, pudgy little boy running at you, and some diva little girl, 5-year-old daughter who's like always like twirling her hair and all that, but they run towards you and like, Daddy, and you're like, yo, this is why I'm doing it.
So excited.
And it's, you know, it like I said, it gives you that motivation again, and it just kind of helps you just drive through the hard times because, hey, this is for you guys. This is what I'm giving you guys because I love you.
Right.
And I mean, like I said, it's hard work, but it's rewarding.
For sure.
It's the reason why, like, people want, like, you have families who grow and you have more kids and all that because, hey, I think you guys are crazy having so many kids, but it's just, it's addicting.
Right.
It's addicting, and that feeling of just being unconditional love. Like, kids who really don't know you that well. I mean, they've only been on Earth for 5 and 2 years, but to them, it's like you're their
You're
superhero.
the person.
Like, this is the man right here. This is my daddy. It was like, yeah. But it's a good feeling, man.
Dude, I feel like to like bring that around full circle, something I just thought of, you know, we were talking about grit earlier, and I think that's going to be part of the name of this episode. But I feel like it takes grit to like raise kids and like do it every single day. You know, it's selfless. You have to be selfless all the time. You know, you're not always doing things that you want to do or that are benefiting you. You know, you're taking care of and raising these little people, and it's something that you have to do every day. I mean, if you're a solid person, you know, I guess you don't really have to, but if you want to be a good dad, then yeah, you do. Yeah. And I don't know, man. It takes grit to like just like stick it out, and then you got to be there for your wife. You know, you got to be there to support her, and for whatever days she's had. It takes a lot to like stick with it and like do it, you know?
It's hard. Dude,
Plus,
it's hard.
plus all the normal household chores.
Yeah, exactly.
stuff.
Keep it up. Like, I was just saying, like, I had to cut my grass today. It looked like a trap house. I got a sign that says Fish's Lawn Care.
Fish's Lawn Care. We leave the foot high.
And then I have weeds everywhere, and it just looked like a rundown house. I'm like, damn, I ain't get on that, man. Everybody else yard looks nice. But no, it's like you're saying before, it's like it's the hard work, the grit, just raising your family, having to do the right, like I said, have to do that job, having to make sure everyone's in line, your kids are getting the best attention, the best treatment, and then, like I said, they're progressing.
Right.
Healthy, happy. And then, like I said, with your wife, I'll tell you right now, all this wouldn't have happened without my fiance, Courtney. Like, I talk to her more than I talk to you guys. Hey, ideas, like, hey, babe, what about
100%.
this? And she I love her because, yeah, babe, no, this sounds awesome. But I'm like, how do you feel? I'm like, stop, don't BS me.
Yeah.
I'm like, here it is. Yeah. She
Give me the real business.
She tells me how it is, and that's what I like. That's what I love about her. It's just like I'll tell you, she's probably heard a million ideas I've had, and every time, even though she probably thought it was stupid, babe, do it. Go ahead. Why haven't you done it? Why are you slacking? Like, just do it, Christian. What the hell's what's your problem? I'm like, I don't know, babe. Whatever. You're being a little girl again. But without that, her pushing you, and then her helping you, like helping me to raise my family, and then me helping her. This time to work, and I always worry about this too, is because, dude, I have the full-time cop, the business that I'm running. That takes so much time. I need to have still more time for my family, because if not, it's gonna affect your relationship. Right. So it's hard to find that. It's hard to find that balance. There's times I feel bad because I'm like, dude, this is all I'm talking about. It's like the company, the business. And I'm like, I asked her, I'm like, hey, do you ever feel like this is all I talk about? It's like, I feel like it might be, because that's always on my mind. I'm like, please tell me, like, shut up or talk about something else. I'm like, but like, you just.
Dude, I always feel like I'm bothering Jill talking about work.
Oh, yeah, of course. But half their, like, not even more, like, probably 90% of your decisions was because, hey, I think it's a good idea. Like, she heavily influenced you, like, on that
Sounding
decision.
board.
Yeah.
That's what they are, man. I mean, I know you've talked to Jill because our families hang out a lot, but like, dude, Jill's been my sounding board since we've been married. You know, like, it's your built-in person to like help make those decisions and like give you a different perspective on things that you might not, especially me with my hard head, definitely like weren't looking at it a certain type of way. You know?
Yeah. No, we need that. We really do need somebody like that, and that's why like. And that's what we need, because it's harder to actually like our ugly mugs and then deal with our personalities. But for sure, they got it. I guess they understand our game, they understand us, and then they're to support us. And like I said before, I'm gonna keep saying it again. If none of this would have happened without her, none of this. And like I said, if I could do all over again, it's the same thing. Like I would just start from the get go, just be like, hey, how do you feel about that? And just keep, like I said, take all her advice. And just keep pushing. It turned out for the best of us.
For sure.
I just got started, but it shows like it works.
Yeah.
And I guess you need
partnership.
Exactly. And you need that support. Oh, you need it. It's huge. But one thing I was actually just thinking about. I remember talking to you. You're like, you wear a lot of hats. You have to wear a lot of hats. Like I said, you wear the dad hat, the husband hat, the boss, the sales rep, and everything else. And I mentioned like finding that balance. I think that is, I kind of want to speak on this because it's something I still struggle today. My father, he told me that it's important to find that balance, because very easily you can get lost in work and where it can affect your family. Like,
for sure.
He's always been a big opponent of not bringing work to home. He goes, when you're home, when you close that front door, it's your family time. Yeah. And then I deal with my line of work, you deal with a lot of guys who bring it home.
Oh, man.
You bring it home, and you know what that means. It leads to divorces, leads to heavy boozing or the substance problems, or it's just it's a slippery slope. You got to find that balance, because at the end of the day, it's like if you bring that stuff with you, it can affect your family. And I'm not just saying like law enforcement. I'm saying like work in general. It's just you have to turn it off. You got to find that balance, because it's important. Have that time for your family. They deserve all the time. But there's only so much of you, and there's only so much in a day. But at the end of the day, you better find a good amount of time to be with your kids and be with your wife.
That's huge, man. It's something that I think that me personally, like, I try to do well, but I don't do well all the time. You know, like, there's definitely, like, I'll have mental, like, conversations with myself, like, oh, I'm pulling down the driveway now, got to put the phone away, you know, like, spend the time with the kids, play with the kids, like, hang out with the wife, all the chores, whatever. But I feel like there's definitely some days where, like, it's harder than others to, like, Absolutely. Put it away and not bring it home. Yeah. But I feel like as a rule, like, as long as we're, like, pushing to give that family time to them and to be there for our kids and for our wives and stuff, like, to build them up and like, shut it off, you know, like, that's good, you know, like, you gotta be able to put it in buckets. Like, you put your work in a bucket, you put your family life in a bucket, you open that bucket when it's that time, you know, so you can be fully invested in. That was something I was listening to this other guy, Albert Preciado, and he has a podcast, the Driven podcast, and he's out in California, I believe. But he was saying, you know, like, whatever he does, he tries to do 100%. So, like, if he's not big into working out for working out's sake, but just to be, like, physically fit and, like, and this and that. But massive business, a lot of growth, like 3 Ferraris, like, the dude's, he's pretty sick. You should look him up. But he loves to, like, vacation, obviously, and, like, drink and have a good time too. And he's like, you know, when I'm on vacation, I'm vacationing. Like, I'm not worrying about working out. I'm not worrying about having so much structure and, like, struggle and this and that. But when I'm home, turn it back on. You know what I mean? Like, I'll wake up early in the morning, you know. I think he says he wakes up at, like, 3:30 in the morning or something like that. Like, insane. Like, some probably similar, like, sleep pattern to what you're going through right now. But he's like, yeah, when I'll wake up early, no alcohol except on the weekend or, like, 1 day a week, something like that. Working out every day, like, very structured again, family time, like, this and that. And it shows. Like, the dude's, like, super successful, like, has a lot of drive and has grown his business a lot. And I don't know, like, there's something to be said for having that, like, ability to shut things off and, like, be present in the moment of what you're doing. And for our families, like you were saying, like, it's huge because you want to be there for your kids. You want to be there to help them to grow, to be good members of society, you know, like, of society. And to teach them right from wrong and, like, what they should do in certain situations. And to be there and be open when they have an issue, you know, because they're going to, as our kids grow up and they're, like, in high school and stuff, dude, like, just going to get harder in terms of emotionally and
absolutely,
that kind of thing.
That's why it's easier now.
It's just a lot of work right now. There's no a lot of mental work.
Yeah.
Other than, like.
Yeah, trust me. But,
yeah, you know what time it is?
We've been talking for a while now.
I know.
Oh, it's 3:20.
3:20?
Yeah. Wrap this up?
Yeah, in, like, a couple minutes.
All right.
Did you have anything else that, like, we should go over?
Oh, trust me, I'm full of ideas and all that.
Dude,
just gonna have to have me on again.
What's a last nugget that we can throw on for the end of this one?
Something to leave this conversation with.
Yeah.
All right. You know, I'm trying to sift through ideas right now. Now, I want to talk back about the first one we talked about. Just doing it. Stop thinking. And I try to help motivate people too, like the guy who works for me and all that, and other people too, because now I feel like I have an experience I could share.
Yeah.
So just to kind of reiterate, like what I want to leave off of is that it is scary. It's scary doing things you don't know, doing things that you have no clue how it's gonna work or turn out.
Right.
But like I said, just no one's gonna do it for you. I've learned that no one's gonna do it for you. No one's gonna pay your bills. No one's gonna push that mower or is gonna find that client for you. You just got to you gotta find, like I said, that motivation. Even if it's fake motivation, false motivation, you just gotta find that drive, find that motivation, and just sometimes just don't think about it, just do it.
Yeah.
And it's to me, it's like don't ever settle for less. And it's a lot of things in my life happened that made me realize, like, we only have one shot in this world. I don't want to draw my last breath and be like, man, I regret I didn't do this.
Yeah.
Or I don't regret that I wasn't there for my kids.
Right.
Because it hits heavy, man. Sometimes just the thought of that kind of like puts a lot of fear into me, because we've had so many chances, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things could happen, and there's the situations to where like that was almost it. And then you come home or you come back from work and you're like, wow, that could have turned out bad.
Right.
So you take those almost like those situations, those trauma, really, you try to process it. And I'm at that point now in life where I'm like, I have one shot. When everybody goes left, I want to try right.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to do what everybody else is doing.
Dude, I have a great book for you.
Well, if it doesn't have pictures, I don't want to read it.
It's called Going Right.
Yeah.
It's about doing hard things.
Yeah.
Like that. But go on.
No, that's pretty much it. It's like, just, you have to do it. You're going to be afraid. Just push through it. Like, you know what? Just close your eyes and take that jump, and just realize we only have one shot. And like I said, when you get old, you want to say, hell yeah, I did most of everything I wanted to do.
For sure.
I had fun. And I made it, like I said, I got my name out there, and people, even if one person goes, oh, Christian, yeah, he's a crazy mother. He's like, yeah, I remember him. I touched one person.
Yeah.
Like, he remembers me. I mean, it sounds kind of weird, but like, it's like that one person remembers who I am. Like, that legacy. I don't care if it's one person or a bunch of people. It's like somebody remember what I did. If it's either good or bad. Like I said, I don't want to say make a difference. That still sounds so generic, but it's like, you know what?
You're building excellence, dude.
There you go. Yeah, that's generic, but all right.
It's not generic.
I'm just playing. Sounds good.
That's kind of how we came up with this name. We wanted something that can be like used broadly, you know? And I would say back on that topic, like lastly, that that is something that is valuable for everyone, you know? Like, it doesn't have to be with business. It doesn't have to be with like starting your own company or like entrepreneurship or something like that. But just doing it is something that like people need to just get off the couch and do. Whether it's, you know, I want to lose weight and I want to look good and I want to feel good and I want to be ripped for summer or just for the year round, you know, like go get that physical success, you know, like you want to be able to provide for your family and more. You want to be able to have a life that's like comfortable and where you can give back and where you can do fun things. You can help people. You can like make an impact with your finances, you know, make that happen. Like whether it's performing better at your job to get a raise or doing extra that where people are going to like look at you and be like, man, like that dude deserves like this trip or this bonus or whatever, or jumping into a new position that pays more money because it has more responsibility, whatever it is, like, or starting your own company, you know, like whatever that is, just go do it. Like I'm going to go into like, so like I like to talk about like success, and I feel like there's 5 levels of success, 5 different parts, you know, like physical success, spiritual success, family success, mental success, and financial success. And for me personally, like I'm chasing after all those things. Like I want physical success. I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to be strong. I want family success. I want my kids to have a good life. I want to build into their lives and be there for them, be there for my wife, you know, like have our family unit be strong. Spiritual success. Like I want to be calm in like in knowing that there's something bigger than myself and pushing to make this world a better place, like my section of this world. Financial success. Like I want to be able to live a comfortable life for my family and provide for my family. And further than that, I want to be able to provide for other people and their families and like make a difference in that way, you know? Mental success. Like I want to be smarter. Like I want to find out new things. I want to learn new things. I want to read. I want to listen to podcasts. I want to engage my brain. All of those things like can't be done without just going and doing it. You know, like the book doesn't open by itself. The push-ups don't get done by themselves. You know, like you got to get up and go do it. You don't spend time with your family and like build into their lives without being intentional about it. And yeah, that's a lot of things to push for and a lot of things to like think about and stuff. And do you hit on them all the time? No. But unless you just go and do it, none of it gets done. Last thing, I just heard this quote. I forget who said it, but basically the way it goes is the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. You know what I mean? Like, unless you go and like get off your couch, get up, get a move on, start doing what you're doing, you're never going to start.
Yeah,
you know?
you'll never know.
You just got to go do it.
That's it. that's literally, that's the whole conversation we're talking about. Just get up, stop overthinking, and just do it.
Yeah. Dude, way to pull it back together. That was mint.
I'm a natural, baby. I'm a natural. Hey, man, listen, I want to thank you for having me on. Like I said, I was jealous that you have one, and I'm like, you know what? Like, this would be a great opportunity to talk about, like I said, my startup story, really.
Yeah.
And I want to continue doing this.
Dude, anytime.
Keep pushing it.
We're trying. I mean, we don't have a ton of listeners and followers and stuff right now.
Start somewhere, yeah.
The goal is to build it up and like provide a lot of value. You got to provide value for people to want to listen to your show.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a lot of shows. I don't really listen to like entertaining ones. You know, like they're providing entertainment.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of like business building ones and like personal development ones, and they provide a lot of value in each episode.
Oh,
you know?
for sure.
And that's what we're trying to do. That's why that whole Building Excellence name is like, it took a while to figure out, but it's a solid one because like it fits with what we do. You know, we build things, but in the back end of things, like we're trying to build into people's lives and build excellence into everything that we do as a company and as people. So
that's it, baby.
It also provides a lot of topics we can talk about.
Man, thank you again, brother.
Thanks for coming.